What if I told you that your entire life could change? Not by working harder, but by changing habits so small you can barely notice them. What if becoming successful didn't require discipline, talent, or luck, but just 1% improvement every single day? And what if the real reason you're stuck is not your goals, but the invisible habits silently controlling your life? Let me ask you, why do some people grow effortlessly while others stay stuck for years? Why do your good habits fade and your bad habits return again and again? What are the psychological tricks your brain uses to keep you from improving? And how can tiny habits turn you into the strongest version of yourself without overwhelming you? If you've ever felt lost, if you've ever started strong and quit halfway, if you've ever wondered why can't I stay consistent, then stay with me, because this video is going to break open the true secrets of atomic habits, the same principles used by top athletes, millionaires, and world-class performers today. You're not just learning a book summary. You're learning a system that can rewire your mind, your discipline, and your future. And trust me, the real magic starts in the chapters ahead. Once you learn these habits, you will never see your life the same way again. Chapter 1: The first step toward changing your life. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your life feels stuck, like you're standing beside a quiet river that hasn't moved in years. Deep inside, you know the reason isn't luck, people, or circumstances. It's you. You've built an invisible wall inside your own mind. A wall that keeps you from growing, improving, and moving forward. And without noticing, you've strengthened this wall every single day. But here's the truth: this wall can fall. Your life can change. And the first step is deciding to improve yourself. The moment you recognize your own potential, everything about your life starts shifting. Every morning life gives us a chance to become better, but most people miss that opportunity because they are prisoners of their old habits. These habits feel safe, but in reality, they're the chains holding them back. That's why real improvement always begins with your habits, because your habits choose your direction, and your direction decides your destination. Change doesn't happen instantly. There's no magic moment. But every big transformation starts with one simple decision: I need to become better than who I was yesterday. And when you walk this path, your first battle will always be with your own mind. Your mind wants comfort. But comfort never creates success. The hard path is the one that shapes you, strengthens you, and reveals who you really are. That's why discipline and patience are the foundation of every long-lasting change. Look at any successful person. They weren't born extraordinary. They simply made a choice to improve themselves, and they refused to quit on that choice. Improvement requires recognizing your weaknesses, fighting your excuses, and rebuilding yourself every single day. Excuses are the chains that keep you grounded. Break them and you start to rise. Your thinking is the seed of everything you do. Small thinking creates small goals. Fearful thinking creates hesitant actions. Weak thinking creates weak decisions. So the first rule of improvement is simple: clean your thoughts. Expand your mindset. Most people keep waiting for the right time to start working on their dreams. But that perfect moment never comes. Time doesn't turn perfect on its own. You make it perfect by taking action. This book's first lesson is clear: stop waiting. Start today. Even a small step counts. As you begin improving yourself, people around you may doubt you. Some will joke about it, some will try to pull you back, and some will fear your growth. But stay firm, because the same people who question you today will admire you tomorrow. The world always resists change before it accepts it, and that's where discipline enters the picture. Discipline is the engine behind success. It keeps you standing when life gets tough. Even a little discipline every day can shift your entire life in a powerful direction. But the biggest challenge comes when you decide to leave behind your old lifestyle. Old habits, old people, old environments, they all try to pull you back. This is your real test. If you survive this phase, you become the person you were meant to be. If you fall, you return to the same cycle you're trying to escape. That's why your environment matters. The people you live around shape the person you become. If you surround yourself with negative minds, fearful thinkers, or dreamless people, you slowly become like them. Improvement begins when you remove everything: people, habits, thoughts that hold you back. Sometimes the journey starts with a simple question: what do I truly want? Many people live like followers, walking in directions they never chose. But when you finally understand your own purpose, every step becomes stronger. Fear is the biggest enemy of improvement. It whispers that you're not capable, that you'll fail, that others are better than you. But most fears are not real. They're shadows created by the mind. When you face them, they start disappearing. And that moment when fear fades is the moment you feel your true strength for the first time. Tiny improvements repeated every day create deep, permanent change. But inconsistency destroys progress. People expect instant results and quit when they don't see quick success. But real growth happens quietly, slowly, and steadily. One day you'll realize that the biggest barriers in your life were the beliefs you held about yourself. The moment you start seeing yourself differently, your confidence shifts and your potential expands. Improvement is a lonely road. Nobody walks it for you. Nobody fights your battles. Nobody removes your fears. But this loneliness builds a version of you the world respects, because strength is born in silence, not in comfort. Yes, you'll experience moments where you feel stuck, tired, or broken. But these moments shape you. A person who rebuilds themselves cannot be broken again. As you grow, your inner clarity grows with you. Your thinking becomes sharper. Your decisions become stronger. Your frustrations fade. And the confidence you develop comes from your own actions, not from other people's approval. Comparison weakens you. Progress strengthens you. Stop comparing your journey to others. Every person grows at their own pace, like two different trees blooming at their own time. Your path, your timing, your progress. They're yours. Improvement wakes up a power inside you that was always there. But that power only comes alive when you push yourself beyond comfort. Easy paths don't create strong people. Hard paths do. Big thinking opens big doors. Small thinking builds small cages. If you value comfort more than growth, you stay average. If you value progress more than fear, your direction changes. And your direction is what transforms your life. When you walk the path of improvement long enough, you discover a quiet light inside you, awareness. It guides you, protects you, and keeps you from repeating your old mistakes. With a strong mind, no challenge feels impossible. With a weak mind, even small problems feel huge, and that's the heart of it. Improvement is not just about habits. It's about who you become inside. And once you grow from the inside, the outside world follows. Chapter 2: How Small Habits Shape Your Identity. Most people try to change their life by focusing on goals. They think, if I achieve this goal, everything will improve. But James Clear explains something far more powerful. Real change starts with identity, not goals. Every small habit you perform is like casting a vote for the type of person you're becoming. When you read one page, you cast a vote for becoming a reader. When you exercise for 5 minutes, you cast a vote for becoming a fit person. When you save a little money, you cast a vote for becoming financially responsible. Your identity doesn't change from one big moment. It changes slowly through tiny actions repeated every day. Identity-based habits vs. outcome-based habits. Most people say, I want to lose weight, outcome. But James Clear says, I am becoming the type of person who doesn't miss workouts. Identity. Once your identity shifts, habits become effortless. The cycle that builds a better you. James Clear gives a simple loop. Identity, who you believe you are. Process is the habits you build. Outcomes, the results you naturally achieve. Most people start at the end. Successful people start at the beginning. Chapter 3: The 4-step formula behind every habit. James Clear explains that every habit in your life, good or bad, follows the same simple pattern. Understanding this pattern gives you the power to break bad habits and build powerful new ones. This 4-step loop is called cue, craving, response, reward. Let's break it down. Cue, the trigger. A cue is what starts the habit. Your phone lights up, you check notifications, you feel stressed. You reach for junk food, you see your running shoes. You think about exercising. Cues remind your brain that a reward is nearby. Craving, the desire. You don't crave the action itself. You crave the state it gives you. You don't crave smoking. You crave relief. You don't crave scrolling. You crave entertainment. You don't crave working out. You crave feeling energetic. Cravings create motivation. Response, the actianthus, is the habit you perform. It could be reading one page, eating sugar, going for a walk, or checking social media. Your response depends on two things: your motivation level, how easy or difficult the action is. If something is too hard, your brain avoids it. Reward, the benefit. Every habit ends with a reward. That reward teaches your brain what is worth repeating. A dopamine hit, stress relief, a sense of progress, a feeling of achievement. Rewards are what lock habits into your system. Why? This matters if you want to change any habit. Don't fight your willpower. Just adjust the 4 steps. Good habits become easier. Bad habits lose their power. Chapter 4: The First Law of Behavior Change. Make it obvious if you want good habits to stick. You can't rely on motivation or discipline. James Clear reveals a smarter approach. Design your environment so your habits become obvious and automatic. Most habits fail not because they're hard, but because the cues for those habits are invisible. 1. The power of awareness. You can't change a habit you don't notice. People often repeat routines on autopilot. Use it. You grab your phone, you wake up, you check messages, you feel bored. You start scrolling. James Clear says you must notice your actions before you can change them. A simple trick is the habit scorecard, writing down your daily habits and labeling each one as helpful or harmful. Awareness creates clarity too. Make the cues for good habits obvious. If the cue is visible, the habit becomes easier. Examples: keep your book on your pillow. You read at night, put a water bottle on your desk. You drink more water, keep fruits at eye level. You snack healthier. Your environment should constantly support your goals. 3. Use implementation intentions instead of "I'll start soon." Be specific. James Clear offers a powerful formula. I will habit at time in place. This clarity removes confusion and increases consistency. 4. Habit stacking. Connect a new habit to an existing one. After I do X, I will do Y. Examples: after I brush my teeth, I'll meditate for 1 minute. After I make tea, I'll read 1 page. After I sit at my desk, I'll plan my day. Your brain follows the sequence without effort. 5. Environment beats willpower. Good habits flourish when your surroundings support them. Bad habits die when cues disappear. If you remove triggers, you remove temptation. Your environment is like a silent coach, always guiding your behavior. Chapter 6: The Third Law of Behavior Change. Make it easy. Most people think success requires massive effort, unlimited motivation, or long hours. But James Clear reveals a smarter truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And the best system is the one that feels easy. When a habit requires less friction, your brain naturally repeats it. 1. The myth of motivation. Think we need motivation to start. But in reality, motivation is temporary. Willpower fades. Discipline dips when life gets busy. What actually keeps habits consistent is simplicity. If something is easy, you'll do it even on your worst days too. The 2-minute roulette. To avoid overwhelm, shrink the habit until it's almost impossible to resist. Every new habit should take less than 2 minutes. Examples: read 1 page, meditate for 1 minute, write 1 sentence, 805 push-ups. Once you master the small version, it naturally expands. Small wins build the identity you want. 3. Reduce friction. Every extra step makes a habit harder. If you have to look for workout clothes, you skip the gym. If your kitchen is full of junk food, you eat more. If your study table is messy, you procrastinate. Make good habits smoother. Make bad habits harder. Prepare your environment for easy success. Your surroundings should make good choices automatic. Put your gym clothes out at night. Keep healthy snacks visible. Place a book on your pillow. Put your phone in another room while working. The easier it is to start, the more consistent you become. 5. Repetition builds mastery. James Clear emphasizes a powerful truth. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to show up. Repetition builds skill. Skill builds confidence. Confidence builds results. Success isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. Chapter 7: The Fourth Law of Behavior Change. Make it satisfying. James Clear explains a simple truth about human behavior. We repeat what feels rewarding. We avoid what feels disappointing. If a habit gives you an immediate sense of satisfaction, your brain marks it as worth doing again. This is why making your habits instantly rewarding is the key to long-term consistency. 1. The brain loves immediate rewards. Your brain is designed for short-term gratification, not long-term goals. Eating junk food gives instant pleasure. Skipping the gym gives immediate comfort. Checking your phone gives instant stimulation. But good habits usually have delayed rewards. Exercise results later. Saving money benefits later. Reading growth later. So James Clear teaches you how to attach immediate satisfaction to long-term habits. 2. Use reinforcement. Give yourself a small reward right after completing a habit. Examples: after a workout, check off your habit tracker. After finishing a chapter, enjoy a small break. After a productive session, have a cup of your favorite drink. Small rewards make your brain crave repetition. 3. Habit tracking. This is one of the most powerful tools in the entire book. Marking an X on your calendar or updating a habit app gives a quick dopamine hit that feels satisfying. It creates a simple rule. Don't break the chain when you see your progress growing day by day. You naturally want to keep it going, for the power of never miss twice. Life happens. Sometimes you'll miss a day. James Clear says that's normal, but you must avoid a second miss. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice becomes a pattern. Success comes from quick recovery, not perfection. 5. Make bad habits unsatisfying just like you make good habits rewarding. You must make bad habits painful. Add financial penalties like a friend to hold you accountable, as an app that charges you for missing tasks when a bad habit becomes uncomfortable. Your brain stops choosing it. Why this law matters: good habits stick when they feel good. Bad habits fade when they feel bad. The more satisfying you make the process, the faster your identity shifts toward the person you want to become. Chapter 8: How to Break Bad Habits. Using the inversion of the laws, James Clear teaches that breaking bad habits isn't about fighting your willpower. It's about reversing the 4 laws of behavior change. If good habits follow, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying, then bad habits are broken by flipping each law. Make it invisible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, make it unsatisfying. Let's break down how this works. 1. Make it invisible. Bad habits survive because the cues are always in front of you. Examples: junk food on the kitchen counter, phone on your desk, TV remote right next to you, social media apps on the home screen. When you remove the cues, you remove the urge, out of sight, out of mind, and eventually out of your routine. 2. Make it unattractive. Change the story you tell yourself. Instead of thinking, "Scrolling relaxes me," say, "Scrolling steals my time, energy, and focus." Instead of "Smoking helps me feel better," say, "Smoking damages my body and controls my choices." When you reprogram the meaning of a habit, your brain naturally loses interest in it. 3. Make it difficult. Increase friction so the bad habit becomes harder to perform. Examples: put your phone in another room while working, freeze your credit cards to avoid impulse spending, install apps that waste your time, don't keep unhealthy snacks at home. The harder the habit becomes, the faster it dies. 4. Make it unsatisfying. Attach immediate consequences to your bad habits. Create accountability with a friend, apps that fine you for breaking rules. Build punishment contracts where you lose something if you slip. If a bad habit feels painful or embarrassing, your brain stops rewarding it. Why this works: your brain learns through 2 things: pleasure and discomfort. So if you remove pleasure and add discomfort, the habit loses its power. Breaking bad habits isn't about being strong, it's about being smart with your environment and behavior loops. Chapter 9: The Role of Environment in Shaping Your Habits. James Clear emphasizes one of the most underestimated truths of human behavior. Your environment influences your habits more than motivation ever will. People often blame themselves for lack of discipline, but the real problem is usually the space they live in. Let's understand how environment becomes a silent architect of your behavior. 1. Environment drives your actions. Whether you stay productive, distracted, healthy, or lazy often depends on what surrounds you. Examples: a clean desk pushes you to work. A TV in your bedroom encourages late-night binge-watching. A fridge full of junk leads to poor food. Choice books placed visibly increase rear danger. Environment nudges your behavior without you noticing. 2 separate spaces for separate habits. James Clear recommends designing specific zones: a study area only for work, a bedroom only for rest, a dining space only for eating. When your brain knows the purpose of a place, your habits become stronger and more consistent. 3. Small environmental tweaks create big results. You don't need a full room makeover. Even tiny changes shift your habits. Examples: keep your gym bag ready near the door. Place a water bottle on your desk. Remove your phone from your workspace. Keep fruits at eye level in your kitchen. Little adjustments change your daily behavior. 4. The context matters principally. A habit that works in one context may not work in another. You might be productive at the library but distracted at home. Why? Because context shapes the cues your brain responds to. If you want better habits, change the context. 5. Environment willpower. When your environment supports your goals, you don't need to rely on discipline. A good environment makes your habits effortless. A bad environment makes them almost impossible. Why this matters: if you want to change your life, start by changing your surroundings. Your environment is like an invisible hand, constantly pushing you toward or away from the person you want to become. Chapter 10. How small improvements lead to massive results. James Clear highlights one of the most powerful ideas in Atomic Habits. Tiny improvements repeated consistently lead to extraordinary success. Small habits compound just like money does. This chapter explains why focusing on little progress every day creates unstoppable long-term growth. 1. The power of 1% better. If you become just 1% better every day, the improvement seems tiny at first. But over time it grows into something massive. Growth is slow, quiet, and invisible in the beginning. But eventually it explodes into remarkable results. Tiny habits don't feel life-changing today, but they compound into big achievements tomorrow. 2. Forget the goal. Focus on the system. People obsess over big goals. I want financial freedom. I want to get fit. I want to read more books. But James Clear says, goals give direction. Systems create progress. Goals are the finish line. Systems are what get you there. Successful people build powerful systems and trust the process. 3. Why small habits are more effective than big wins. Big dramatic changes are hard to sustain, but tiny habits fit easily into daily life. Require less motivation. Build confidence, the strength. Identity. Small habits don't overwhelm you. They empower you for results. Take time. Trust the compounding curve. Uses doesn't happen instantly. There's always a lag between the work you do and the results you get. This is why many people quit too early. They work hard for a short time, don't see progress, and give up. But the truth is, results come after the consistency, not before it. Stay consistent long enough for the compounding effect to kick in. 5. Align your identity with your habits. When your habits match the person you want to become, success flows naturally. Want to be healthier? Start with one healthy meal. Want to be smarter? Read 1 page a day. Want to be wealthier? Save a small amount daily. Every small action becomes proof of who you are becoming. Why this chapter matters. Big success is nothing more than tiny habits done repeatedly over time. Consistency beats intensity. Daily progress beats occasional effort. Small wins build unstoppable momentum. Chapter 11. Why habits need the right balance. The Goldilocks rule. James Clear explains why some habits feel exciting in the beginning but become boring later. The reason is simple. Your brain stays motivated when the challenge is just right, not too easy, not too hard. This idea is called the Goldilocks rule. 1. Stay in the just right zone. When a habit is too easy, you get bored. When it's too difficult, you get overwhelmed. But when it's challenging enough to keep you engaged without stressing you, your brain enters a state of flow. Examples: running 5 minutes is too easy. Running 50 minutes is too hard. Running 20 minutes is just right. This just right level keeps your motivation alive. 2. Progress should feel achievable. Your habits should stretch you slightly beyond your comfort zone. That small stretch makes the habit exciting. It signals growth without creating fear. When a habit feels doable, your confidence increases and you naturally stay consistent. 3. The mind needs challenge to stay focused. Humans are wired for progress. We crave improvement. When a habit gives you visible growth, even tiny growth, your brain rewards you with dopamine. This is why tracking your progress feels satisfying. It shows you that you're moving forward. 4. Avoid the trap of perfection. Many people quit because they expect every day to be perfect. But real growth looks like some good days, some average days, a few tough days. James Clear emphasizes, you don't need perfection. You only need consistency inside your just right zone. 5. Stay motivated for the long run. Goldilocks rule helps you avoid burnout. Avoid boredom. Keep learning, keep progressing, keep your habits alive long-term. This balance is what separates people who quit early from those who transform their entire life. Why this chapter matters. Long-term habit success is not about pushing too hard or taking it too easy. It's about finding the sweet spot where the habit is challenging, achievable, and enjoyable. This is the zone where real growth happens. Chapter 12. The downside of good habits. How to avoid getting stuck. James Clear explains a surprising truth. Good habits can make you successful, but they can also make you complacent. Once you get comfortable, you stop improving. And when improvement stops, results stop growing too. This chapter teaches you how to stay sharp, even when your habits become automatic. 1. When habits become automatic, awareness drops. Habits are meant to make life easier. But the downside is, you stop paying attention, you stop learning, you stop challenging yourself. Your brain goes into autopilot. And autopilot kills growth. To keep improving, you must stay conscious of your actions. 2. The difference between professionals and amateurs. James Clear explains a powerful insight. Amateurs stop when things get easy. Professionals stay alert even after mastering the basics. Professionals revisit fundamentals every day. They don't let automatic habits weaken their skills. Mastery requires constant refinement. 3. Use reflection and review to avoid stagnation. You must regularly check your progress. James Clear suggests doing a weekly, monthly, or yearly review. What habits are working? What habits are slipping? What needs improvement? What needs to be removed? Reviewing gives you clarity and direction. For ask better questions. Growth stops when you stop asking questions. Use powerful self-check questions like, am I still improving in this area? What is one small thing I can do better? What habit is slowing me down? Questions awaken awareness, and awareness fuels improvement. 5. The mindset of continuous improvement. Even when your habits are strong, you must stay open to learning. Small refinements, even 1% adjustments, keep your habits fresh, strong, and effective. This mindset prevents you from getting stuck and pushes you toward long-term mastery. Why this chapter matters. Habits build your foundation. A conscious improvement builds your greatness. Success isn't just about doing things automatically. It's about staying awake, aware, and improving every day. Chapter 13. How to build habits that stick for life. This chapter focuses on a powerful truth. If you want your habits to last, you must make them part of your identity. People fail not because their goals are wrong, but because their habits are unrooted in who they believe they are. James Clear teaches how to build habits that stay with you forever. 1. Identity-based habits. Most people start with what they want, goals, then move to how they'll do it. Process. James Clear flips this approach. Start with who you want to become. Let your identity guide your habits. Examples. Instead of I want to read more, say I am a reader. Instead of I want to exercise, say I am an active, healthy person. When your identity changes, your habits support that identity naturally. 2. Every action is a vote for your future self. Every small habit casts a vote. When you read one page, you vote for being a reader. When you save $1, you vote for being disciplined. When you work out for 5 minutes, you vote for being fit. One vote won't change your identity, but repeated votes transform who you believe yourself to be. Identity grows through consistent action. 3. Don't pressure yourself to be perfect. Identity is built through repetition, not perfection. You don't need flawless consistency, big achievements, intense effort. You only need to show up enough times to prove to yourself that the identity is real. Small wins strengthen your new identity until it becomes your natural way of living. 4. Watch out for identity traps. Sometimes people hold on to old identities. I'm not athletic. I'm not a disciplined person. I always quit things. These beliefs block transformation. To grow, you must release old stories and write a new identity through your habits. 5. True behavior change is identity change. Goals give you direction. Systems help you make progress. But identity is what makes your progress permanent. When your habits and identity match, success becomes automatic. You no longer force habits, you live them. Why this chapter matters. This chapter teaches you the deepest lesson of atomic habits. Real change isn't about doing more, it's about becoming more. Identity is the root. Habits are the branches. When you change the root, your entire life transforms. Chapter 14. How identity shapes your habits and your future. This chapter reveals a powerful truth. Your habits don't just change your life, they change who you believe you are. James Clear explains that long-term transformation happens when your identity and your actions become one. People don't rise to the level of their goals. They rise or fall to the level of their identity. 1. Identity is the foundation of every habit. Most people chase outcomes. I want to lose weight, I want to study more, I want to be successful. But this chapter shows outcomes follow identity, not the other way around. If you want lasting change, start with who am I becoming? Does my behavior match that identity? When your identity is clear, habits become easier. 2. Behavior is a reflection of identity. A reaction you take shows the kind of person you believe yourself to be. When you act confidently, you vote for being confident. When you stay consistent, you vote for being disciplined. When you take responsibility, you vote for being a leader. Your habits are mirrors. They reflect your internal self-image. Change your outcomes. You must upgrade the identity behind them. 3. Build habits that support your future self. Ask yourself, what identity does my best future self have? How would that version of me act today? Examples: if you see yourself as a focused person, you automatically avoid distractions. If you see yourself as a healthy person, you eat better without forcing yourself. When your identity supports your habits, your habits stay strong for life. For identity conflicts block growth. Many people want change but stay stuck because their old identity pulls them back. I've always been lazy, I'm not good with money, I can't stick to habits. These beliefs act like invisible chains. To grow, you must let go of your old identity and allow yourself to evolve into a new one. Your potential expands the moment your identity expands. 5. Identity change is the real transformation. Goals can motivate you. Systems can guide you. But identity is what makes change permanent. When your habits match your identity, self-improvement becomes effortless. You no longer try to be disciplined, you simply are disciplined. You no longer try to succeed, you become the kind of person who succeeds naturally. Why this chapter matters? This chapter delivers one of the deepest lessons of the book. Your identity is the master switch of your life. Change the switch and everything else changes with it. Your habits shape who you are, and who you are shapes the life you build. Chapter 15: The Secret to Staying Consistent with Good Habits. This chapter explains one of the biggest truths about success. People don't fail because they lack motivation, they fail because they don't have a system that makes habits easy and consistent. James Clear shows how to design habits that you can maintain every single day, no matter how busy or tired you are. 1. Make your habits so simple you can't fail. Most people start habits with too much intensity. I'll work out for 1 hour daily, I'll read 50 pages a day. They start strong and then quit. This chapter teaches, cut the habit down to the smallest, easiest version. Examples: read 1 page, do 5 push-ups, meditate for 1 minute. In a habit is simple, your brain doesn't resist it. Consistency becomes natural too. Motivation comes and goes, systems stay. You cannot rely on motivation because motivation fades. Mood changes, energy drops, life gets busy. But if your system is strong, you stay on track even on your worst days. Systems help you win regardless of how you feel. 3. Create an environment that supports your habits. Environment beats willpower. If your environment is full of distractions, good habits become hard. If your environment supports your goals, good habits become automatic. Examples: keep your book on your pillow. You read at night, put your water bottle on your table. You drink more, keep your gym clothes ready. You exercise faster. Your environment shapes your behavior more than motivation ever will. 4. Use habit tracking to stay accountable. Tracking your habits gives you clarity, motivation, satisfaction, a sense of progress. When you mark a habit as done, your brain feels rewarded. This makes you want to stay consistent. Even a simple checklist or calendar can make a huge difference. 5. Never break the chain, and if you do, start again fast. James Clear gives a simple rule: don't miss twice. Missing once is normal. Missing twice builds a new negative pattern. If you skip 1 day, get back the next day immediately. Consistency isn't about perfection, it's about returning quickly. Why this chapter matters? This chapter teaches a core principle: success belongs to people who stay consistent, not to people who start perfectly. When your habits are easy, your environment supports you, and your system is clear, consistency becomes effortless and long-term growth becomes guaranteed. Chapter 16: How to Break Bad Habits and Replace Them. This chapter explains a powerful truth. Bad habits don't disappear by fighting them, they disappear when you make them unattractive, difficult, and invisible. James Clear shows how to dismantle bad habits step by step so they naturally fade from your life. 1. Make bad habits invisibly. Habits grow in the environment that supports them. If your environment triggers the habit, you will repeat it automatically. This chapter teaches, remove the cues that start the bad habit. Examples: hide your phone in another room. Less scrolling, remove junk food from your kitchen. Less snacking, turn off notifications. Fewer distractions. When the trigger disappears, the habit weakens. 2. Make bad habits unattractive. Every bad habit gives you some kind of instant reward, entertainment, comfort, escape, pleasure. To break them, you must change the story in your mind. Instead of seeing the habit as enjoyable, rewrite its meaning. Scrolling wastes your focus. Overeating steals your energy. Overspending destroys your future. When a habit feels unattractive, your desire for it drops. 3. Make bad habits difficult. Humans follow the path of least resistance. The harder a habit becomes, the less likely you are to do it. Examples: put phone in a drawer, adds friction, delete social media apps, adds effort, keep snacks far from reach, adds distance, small obstacles create big behavior change. 4. Make good habits easy to replace bad ones. See, you cannot remove a habit without replacing it. Nature hates a vacuum. Whenever you remove a bad habit, fill the space with a better one. Instead of scrolling, read a page instead of junk food. Drink water instead of complaining. Practice gratitude. A replenishing creates automatic improvement. 5. Use the inversion of the 4 laws. James Clear reverses the 4 laws of building habits to show how to break them. To build a good habit, make it obvious. Make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfied. Or break a bad habit, make it invisible. Make it unattractive, make it difficult, make it unsatisfying. The system works because it attacks the habit from all sides. Why this chapter matters. This chapter teaches one of the strongest lessons in the book. You don't rise to the level of your willpower, you fall to the level of your environment and systems. Break the triggers. Remove the rewards, increase the friction. And even the strongest bad habits will lose their power. Chapter 17: How to Stay Motivated Using the Power of the Goldilocks Rule. This chapter reveals a powerful principle. You stay motivated when your habits challenge you just enough, not too easy, not too hard. James Clear calls this the Goldilocks Rule, and it explains why people lose motivation and how to keep it strong for years. 1. The Goldilocks Rule: stay in the just right zone. If a habit is too easy, you get bored. If a habit is too hard, you feel overwhelmed. Real motivation lives in the middle. A task that's slightly beyond your current ability. Examples: if 20 push-ups are easy, try 25. If 1 page is easy, read 2. If saving $1 is easy, save 2. Small increases keep your brain engaged and excited. 2. The brain loves growth. Humans feel most alive when they're growing. When something is challenging enough to stretch you but not break you, your brain releases motivation chemicals. That's why improving feels better than winning. Progress feels better than perfection. Effort feels better than comfort. Growth creates momentum. 3. Mastery requires staying in the game. Many people quit because they make things too hard too fast. They burn out. They expect instant results. This chapter teaches success is for those who show up long enough to reach mastery, and the way to stay long enough is to keep yourself in the just right challenge zone, not overwhelmed, not bored, just growing steadily. 4. The role of boredom in greatness. James Clear explains a surprising truth. Professionals stick to the routine even when they're bored. Motivation isn't what makes you consistent. Discipline is what keeps you in the game on the days when motivation is low. Champions are the ones who can perform with the same commitment, even when the excitement fades. 5. Motivation follows action. People think they need motivation to start, but this chapter flips the idea. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. When you begin the habit, your brain wakes up, your energy increases, and motivation starts flowing. You don't wait to feel ready, you start, and readiness comes after. Why this chapter matters. This chapter gives one of the strongest formulas for long-term success. Stay slightly challenged. Stay consistently growing. Stay in the game long enough to win. The Goldilocks Rule keeps you motivated, keeps you improving, and keeps your habits alive for life. Chapter 18: The Truth About Genetics and Habits. This chapter explores a deep and often misunderstood idea. Your genes influence your strengths, but your habits decide your success. James Clear explains how genetics shape your natural talents, but they never limit your potential to build powerful habits. 1. Your genes decide your starting point, not your limit. Some people are naturally fast learners, better at sports, more organized, more creative, but this chapter teaches genes only decide your baseline. Your habits determine how far you go. Greatness is built through consistent behaviors, not natural talent alone. 2. Choose habits that fit your natural strengths. Thus becomes easier when you choose habits aligned with your natural abilities. Examples: if you think fast, choose fast-paced work. If you love movement, choose physical habits. If you enjoy details, choose structured tasks. Habits feel effortless when they match who you already are. James Clear calls this finding your genetic advantage. 3. The right habit in the wrong environment fails. Environment and genetics work together. A person naturally good at talking thrives in sales but struggles in silent desk jobs. A person great at analysis thrives in research but struggles in chaotic roles. Your environment must support your strengths. This makes it easier to build habits that last. 4. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare to your own potential. People make the mistake of comparing themselves to others, but this chapter teaches success is personal. Your goal is to maximize your potential, not beat others. Comparison kills growth. Focus on building habits that fit your journey. 5. Genes matter, but systems matter more. Even the most talented people fail without discipline, and even average people succeed with strong systems. James Clear's message is clear: talent helps you. Systems carry you. Habits transform you. When your habits are consistent, you outperform people who rely only on talent. Why this chapter matters? This chapter delivers a powerful mindset shift. Don't fight your nature, work with it. Build habits around your strengths. Design systems around your natural gifts. Your genetics may set the foundation, but your habits build the entire building. Your future is not decided by your DNA, it's decided by your daily actions. Chapter 19: How to make habits work in any situation. This chapter teaches a powerful truth. Success comes from choosing the right habits for the right moment. Not every situation needs the same strategy. James Clear explains how to adjust your habits depending on your environment, mood, energy, and circumstances, so you stay consistent no matter what life throws at you. 1. Every habit has a time and place. A habit that works perfectly in one situation may fail in another. For example, you can read easily at home but not during travel. You can eat healthy when free but not during stress. You can focus in the morning but struggle at night. Context decides whether a habit succeeds or fails. Understanding your environment helps you design smarter habits. 2. Design habits that match your lifestyle. People often copy others. I'll follow his workout routine. I'll follow her morning routine. But this chapter teaches your habits must fit your life, not someone else's. If you hate mornings, don't force 5 a.m. routines. If you work late, don't set early study sessions. If you travel often, build portable, flexible habits. Success becomes easy when habits match your reality. 3. Create habits for different versions of you. There's a high energy you and a low energy you. This chapter teaches you to prepare both. When energy is high, do deep, focused work. When energy is low, do simple, easy habits. Examples: high energy task, writing 2 pages. Low energy task, writing 1 sentence. High energy task, 30-minute exercise. Low energy task, 5-minute walk. Matching your habit to your energy keeps consistency alive. 4. The importance of flexible systems. Rigid systems break, flexible systems survive. James Clear explains that successful people don't rely on perfect plans, they rely on adaptable systems. When life gets busy, your flexible habits help you stay on track without falling apart. 5. Build a minimum standard for every habit. No matter how tough the day is, you should have a minimum version of your habit. Examples: read 1 paragraph, meditate 30 seconds, write 1 sentence, exercise 3 minutes. Test this minimum keeps the habit alive, so it never breaks completely. Your floor should be low, so you never fail. Why this chapter matters? This chapter reveals a key insight. You don't need perfect conditions to stay consistent. You need adaptable habits that work anywhere. When your habits match your environment, your energy, and your lifestyle, consistency becomes natural and success becomes predictable. Chapter 20: The Power of Accountability and Why It Makes Habits Stronger. This chapter explains a powerful truth. You are far more consistent when someone is watching, guiding, or expecting results from you. James Clear reveals how accountability transforms your habits from optional to non-negotiable. 1. Accountability makes you more reliable. When you keep habits only to yourself, it's easy to skip them. I'll do it later, I'm too tired, no one will know. But when someone else is involved, a friend, mentor, coach, or group, your commitment becomes stronger. We naturally try harder when we know someone is checking in. 2. The accountability partner advantage. Having an accountability partner can dramatically increase consistency, discipline, honesty, motivation. Because accountability adds social pressure, the good kind. You don't want to disappoint someone who believes in you. Even a simple weekly check-in keeps your habits alive. 3. Join groups where your desired behavior is normal. James Clear explains a powerful strategy. Join a group where your desired habits are the norm. Examples: want to read more, join book communities. Want to exercise, join fitness groups. Want to grow financially, join money-minded groups. When your environment is filled with people who already live the way you want to live, Your habits grow naturally. You rise to the level of your group. 4. Identity strengthens through social reinforcement. Identity becomes stronger when others recognize it in you. If people start saying, "You're really disciplined, you're consistent, you're improving," it shapes how you see yourself. Social identity reinforces personal identity. This makes habits more permanent and more meaningful. 5. The ultimate accountability. Your future self. This chapter also teaches. Think of your future self as the real person. You're responsible for every positive habit. Saves that person time, reduces their stress, improves their health, grows their future life. You are accountable to the person you are becoming. This mindset keeps you disciplined even when no one is watching. Why this chapter matters. This chapter delivers a powerful lesson. You don't become disciplined alone, you become disciplined with support, structure and accountability. When the right people, the right environment and the right identity come together, your habits become stronger, your consistency becomes unbreakable, and your transformation becomes inevitable.